Atlanta United Fan TV, you know, it's a 2-1 win. We get 3 points, but Miggy goes down with an injury. We still don't know what the extent of that is. But we, you know, have a good positive with Bello scoring, and that's really, really big because it's his first MLS goal. You know, great to see that, you know, essentially him getting on the score sheet, it's big.
Yeah, I mean, I was just filled with emotion when he scored. Honestly, I mean, because he had a tremendous match overall. Like, not taking the goal away, he was just awesome at left wing back. You know, like all his defensive actions, you know, the tackles. I don't remember him getting beaten once. And then the goal. And then as the play developed, you're thinking, because Joseph's making that run, you're thinking squared, but he took it and took it. Did he take it? I mean, it was just. I mean, like, if there's any U.S. fans out there who's watching this, please watch highlights of this of Bello in this game because he's tremendous.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, it's yeah. This match had a ton of highlights for George Bello for sure. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Miggy, you know, going down. This is very, very worrying, but it brings an opportunity for someone like Barco. You know, what do you think he's going to bring with you know, the chances now he's going to have to play a lot more?
Yeah, and he was the direct sub in today's game. You could there are different players. You know, Barco's not as fast. He's not as physical. So, but at the same time, he's a very technical dribbler. And what I like about him is that when he has time and space, he will look for the pass. So to me, he's more of like a true number 10, like in a traditional sense. So, I mean, I guess we'll see. You know, I think you'd have to adjust the tactics a little bit, like you saw in the second half. Villalba really drive the counterattack. Right. You know, that was because Barco he's not quite Almiron and like that speed factor. You know, so but it's okay. Yeah. So, but we'll see. I mean, like I know we're worried because like around this time last year. We lost Almiron going into the playoffs. Almiron did walk off. He looked pretty frustrated. I think he was just mad he couldn't finish the game out, though, right. More than anything else. So I'm not too worried. We'll see. But
yeah, those definitely are encouraging signs that he was able to walk off on his own 2 feet. But yeah, definitely he was in tears, and man, it has the entire 45,000 in tears as well, and whomever else is watching. But yeah, I mean, you know, tactically today, it seemed a little, you know, the same with Red Bulls. It's just insane. It's just too much. Where, you know, why are we continuing to bash our heads against the wall? It seems, right?
Yeah, it's because the thing is too, I don't want to accuse Sata of anything, but I think he gets a false sense of security because we play well against these teams who are not New York, you know, not the top of the league. But, like, okay, like Lorenz wasn't necessarily tested today, but I think that had a lot to do with New England just not offering much in attack. So I guess we'll just have to see with that. But, yeah, there was Lorenz that essentially playing right center back, so... Right. You know.
Yeah. No, it's a worry for me for sure. And when I see him back there against a tougher team, I mean, you saw it against Red Bulls, but today, yes, not tested, but it is one of those where, you know, when the time comes, if we do see, you know, even a Philadelphia Union, even if they got past somehow, you know, it would still even bring worry for me. But yeah, I mean, in terms of this match, you know. And going forward, like we only get one, you know, goal differential essentially, and it's really maybe not enough. In if all things were equal, if you know somehow, some way, if we drop points, it's worrying.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes, I mean, Atlanta came out on fire. It looked like they wanted to. It looked like it was gonna be like 3-4 goals, maybe the repeat of the 7-0. Yeah. But not today. I mean, like, Almiron coming out of the game took steam out of the match for sure. And that goal at the end, giving up that goal at the end, very annoying. So, but it's a solid performance, like you said. Oh, just another note, Remedi was tremendous. I mean, like, all over the place, winning 50-50s, duels, you know, cleaning up loose balls, all of it. Like, he was awesome. If he's going to give us that kind of contribution, because Nagby was quiet, you know, he didn't get on the ball as much as he normally does. Right. But
yeah, and I think that's with the formation, and that's what's a little bit worrying for me is that, you know, the center backs are kind of forced to play long towards our forwards, and it's to a degree where Nagby is kind of, you know, just he's not in the game. He's not allowed the touches. He's not, so Tata pretty much bypassing the midfield completely. When you have such a good player that can just possess the ball for you and run your game, it just seems very odd that he's persisting with this tactic, formation, and the personnel.
Yeah, everyone talks about it. He clearly seems to have favorites, and Lorenowitz and Parkhurst seem to be two of them. I think it should be either or at this point. I mean, we saw against Salt Lake with Escobar at right center back and Lorenowitz dropping in between how well that worked. I'm not saying Lorenowitz has to play that role every single time, but putting either of those, putting either Jeff or Parkhurst at right center back doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I have concerns like you do, but it was a good game. Yeah.
And I'm sure you may have heard the rumors of, and of course, I think everybody, it kind of went viral essentially about Miguel Almiron linked with Arsenal, but how just infactual it was. I mean, with the Darren Eagles thing, it's just, just ridiculous. But how much kind of stock in general do you put into that type of rumor, or him going to, an England side in general?
Yeah, I would be surprised if he left in the winter, just because that's the middle of their season. And like, if we get one more point, we're in the Champions League. I think it would behoove us to keep Almiron for the Champions League run, sell him in the summer, and then kind of move on with the players that we have from there. Because then at that point the schedule will lighten up. So, but you and I, we follow soccer. We're used to soccer rumors. So the moment that they quoted Darren Eagles, we knew it was kind of BS.
Exactly. It was such nonsense that, like, I really didn't even feel like we needed to even post it anywhere, because I felt like most people would have realized it. But I mean, I got a DM almost every hour that 24 hours, so maybe they didn't. But it is what it is. I think people just have to realize just sometimes how bad the rumors are, and just learn how to kind of get past those. But anyway, I mean, I'm gonna throw this question for you, put you on the spot. What's the likelihood of Tata Martino staying? Because we've been past the October 1st deadline, and of course he said that's really a loose deadline. It didn't really matter anyway. But the longer he drags it on, do you think that he's staying?
I think the 1-year extension makes sense. I don't think he'll stay past that, especially with all these rumors swirling around right now. It seems like he's going to move on, and he's never stayed at one place more than 2 years anyway. So, because I don't know if Mexico makes a whole lot of sense, especially if it is that he's homesick. The Argentina rumors kind of make sense in that regard, but then it's like they have Copa America this year. Maybe they make a decision on a coach after that, but then they'd be bringing in a coach for a year. I don't know. It's complicated. I think that he stays for another year. That's my guess. I'm not sure, though.
Fair enough, man. That's I hope so, too, because, if we do get Champions League, it is something that we that's unfinished business, essentially. So, agreed.
One person I think might be leaving is Bello. I mean, if he continues putting in displays, I'm sorry. I just cannot get over how good Bello was today. He is 16 years old. He was mature. He got forward when he needed to. It was so good seeing that. I'm telling you, like, if he continues putting in performances like this throughout the postseason as well, I think at least he could make a European team's academy. Because at that age, he would still be an academy age player. So, I don't know, man. He's so talented. He's just so talented. I hope you're watching this, Bello.
Agreed. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Yep.